Alright, so the first thing you want to do before removing anything is you want to move your seats all the way back, especially if you have power seats. Then you want to go under the hood and disconnect your battery, positive and negative. That way we don't run into any issues when we're taking apart the dash. After you get that done, come over to the passenger side, remove your kick panel. It just pops up, comes out. Set that up and out of the way. Then you want to pull the weather stripping down out of the way. Now you'll have this little side panel here, which just pops off. One second. It just pops off like that. Get your flathead up in there, pops it right out. You'll have 2 13mm bolts here. You'll have another one right down here. Right there. See it? Then you can pop your tabs up here. That tab here. Take a little pick, get it on the front side, pops right up. You'll have another one right there on the dash. And then 2 tabs here on your pillar. You'll pop these out. 10mm bolts in there. I'll take that right off. So give me a few minutes. Let me get this stuff down. Be right back. Alright, so once you get your, I call them those shit handles out of the way, and you get your 10mm, there's 2 of them. There's one here, one over on the other side where the little clips, clips were. Pop them up. They're going to reveal them too. And then, same as that side over there, you'll have a little panel on this side. You pop off after you get your weather stripping off. And then that will reveal your 3 13mm bolts that you're going to have on this side. One here, one here, one there. I'd advise before you take them 3 out, because you have to drop the steering column. So this cover plate here has 2 Phillips head screws, one here and then one on this side on the bottom here. Screws into these little plates. You're gonna have to take off. I use a 7mm. They're also Phillips heads. So however you wish to take them out. So we're gonna drop this steering column down, because after you get them 2 screws out, that'll pop right out. I'm going to go ahead and pop this OBD2 port out of it. Go ahead and get it out of the way as well. That way, this is not going to interfere with us getting this dash out. This piece here is also a plastic piece. It just pops right out as you see your clips. Pull on the side, pull up top, pop that right out. That's going to reveal a couple more bolts that we're going to have to take out. So give me a minute, let me get the steering column out, and I'll be right back. Alright, a little quick tip. This is a shift linkage cable. Goes up here under the column. You can get right behind that piece with the flathead and gently pry, and this will pop off and it clips into this housing here. Another quick tip, brake light switch sets up here. Gently twist it one way or the other, it pops right out. Prevents from this tip getting broke when you drop the column, because I have broke a couple of these by not removing them. Smarter to go ahead and get that removed and set out of the way so it doesn't get broke. You have 2 pigtails, 1 and 2. They go back here to this black housing and this white housing. They have little push clips you push, and then you'll rotate this switch up and it pops them right out on both of them. And then you'll have 4 13mm bolts, one here, nuts here, here, and on the other side of this shaft. Get them done, and dropped out of the way, make sure not to rotate the steering wheel. Try to keep it situated as possible. These do have clock springs inside, and you will, if it rotates too much, you can damage it, and it will have an airbag light on after you're done with the repair. Now, with the steering column dropped, I push mine straight down. You will have two 10mm bolts. There's your instrument cluster. Here's one of the studs for the steering column. You'll have 10mm bolt behind this one and a 10mm bolt behind this stud that has to come out in order to get the dash to move. I'm moving back on over to the passenger side. We have this clip, this clip, this clip, and an orange, or not orange, but a gray clip up in there that we have to get this connected before we can actually set the dash back. Go ahead and remove your two 10mm. You have one here and one on the other side. Remember, there's a plastic piece that goes across this. It will pop right out. Let me get this done, and I'll get right back with you. All right, after you get those unplugged and your 3 bolts on that side taken off from the side of the dash, come back over to the driver's side. You'll have this pigtail here plugged in there. Just go ahead and pop it, get it out of the way, and remove your 3 13mm bolts. That will give your dash the ability to be moved. So we're going to go ahead and set this dash back, and I will show you what we have after that. All right, you will have this rod right here that goes into, get up in there, it goes to this clip here. You're going to push the clip down, and then this rod will slide right out of there as a fastener for your e-brake release. This side, we'll have this white antenna clip you have to go ahead and disconnect. Now, our heater core is right there. So the next few steps are going to be to remove the HVAC box that we have here. That will be in part 2 of the video. Unfortunately, my battery is running low. So total collectively, even with this video, it has taken me about 20 minutes. Of course, I have, Milwaukee tools to get this dash to this point. So the whole job shouldn't take, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours if you haven't done one before, maybe even longer, depending on what tools you're using. But that is going to be how to. Now you can remove the whole dash out of the way if you take the plastic housing off of the steering wheel and unplug the pigtails to it. They'll allow you to set the whole dash out of the way. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to flip up my center console, grab the side of this dash, set it up in this seat right here, and gain access to my HVAC box that way. So subscribe if you like the video. Helps me and the channel grow. And I will see you with part 2 later.